Welcome to Breaking Ground. We're here at the New York Real Estate Expo at the Marriott Marquis with Marketproof CEO and founder Kael Goodman and broker extraordinaire Louise Phillips Forbes. We're here to talk about data and how data is used in real estate and how it's changed over the years. So Kael, tell us a little bit about yourself. I don't know that everyone yet knows who you are, about what Marketproof is and how you came about creating Marketproof.
Yeah, thanks so much for inviting me here. This is amazing to be here at this expo and having this private conversation with so much happening around us. So I'm Kael Goodman. I'm the CEO and founder of Marketproof. Marketproof started as a new development platform focusing on new development, construction, and sales across the 5 boroughs. Now Marketproof covers all residential real estate, both sales, resales, and also construction pipeline. So you want to talk about what's going on? Should I jump in?
It's such an amazing tool for us as agents.
It is. So Louise and I, as you know, work with developers all the time. Louise has a thriving new development and resale business.
Yep.
And we used to spend days, if not weeks, compiling data on new development, trying to find Schedule A's, trying to create our own stacking plans, trying to figure out what the pipeline of new development was coming, literally through each neighborhood, making phone calls, begging people for information.
Right.
A few years ago, you created Marketproof, and you now have a database of all these things that we needed. So things that used to take weeks for us to do, now we can do in hours, and sometimes days, but certainly hours for most of it. So tell us a little bit more before we get into what you're doing. How did you put all this together?
It originally started from an article that was in the New York Times, where we really saw that there was a gap in the market and understanding about new development inventory. And so during COVID, we had a little time on our hands.
Yes.
We sat down and we kind of figured out, all right, we got offering plans, we got condo declarations, we got building permits, we have listings, we have closed sales, and we figured out how to bring all those things together so that all the information came into one place, so that we could see all the pieces of dirt, what buildings are on those dirt, and what units are in all those buildings. And then as things happen, those pieces of information are all connected to those things, the dirt, buildings, and units, and that no one had really done that before. New York City is a special place. It's a vertical market. The rest of the country is horizontal, single family houses. And so nobody had just kind of stepped up and done that before. As I said, we had a little time in our hands. We figured out how to do it. Software today is so good. Maybe we can talk a little bit about AI and what's happening there as well.
Sure. So we can jump into that.
Yeah, let's jump into it.
And so how has AI changed your vision of Marketproof from let's say 2020, 2021, now fast forward to 24, 25? How has AI helped to enhance Marketproof? What are you doing with AI to help your clients?
So it used to be weeks, then it was hours, now it's minutes.
It's incredible.
And so now you need a report, the AI can just generate the report for you in a few seconds, either a comp report about a specific unit, about a building, what's happening in that building.
Co-ops as well as condos.
Townhouses, new developments.
Separated from resale and
we
condos,
cover all that stuff now. And then market reports for a neighborhood, for a borough, for the whole city. Now we're also doing Florida. Which is very different. Maybe we can get into that.
But also vertical.
Vertical also. So, the AI makes things really possible that we really couldn't do before. And for your business as a new development team or as a broker, agents that are using AI have an advantage over the ones who aren't. They're able to respond more quickly, more completely. And so our customers, we're just always looking for ways and listening, the stacking plans that you mentioned, and how do we augment those with AI to really enable our customers to be ahead of what everybody else is doing.
That's interesting. So you're actually using AI to help you create the stacking plans now as well.
Yeah. So we have the plan itself, and then we can create narrative stories around what's happening in the building, what lines are selling.
That's such a real-time asset to look at how that absorption is, and the technology and the AI overlaid into that data is so important to people like myself who really pay attention to those kind of details.
The storytelling it's a client relationship business, so the better we can do in helping you guys tell your story,
Yeah, sure.
right? The better it is for all of us.
No, without a doubt. And, Louise, I know, often you'll call me up and say, hey, look, we have this project that we're looking at, how quickly can we get some data? Because my client's been talking to other people and he
Sure.
kind of got to me late for some reason, right? So when you get that data, looking back like 7 years ago to today, how does that data differ?
So tremendously different. But not only that, is how it's presented. So you and I would gather the information, and then we had to put it in a way to present it. Marketproof's there, both graphically, verbally, and also just statistically. The organizational opportunity that AI provides is really massive for somebody like myself, who I know the data, but being able to deliver it efficiently is really powerful.
Yeah, and just if I could build on that for a
Please.
second, the other thing that's going on right now is profile information about owners. So one of the things that we're working right now, this is actually new to Marketproof.
We got an exclusive here, folks.
Yeah, this is new information. Is that now we're pulling together information about who owns in a building. Not only that they own the unit, but who are they? Where have they worked? What companies they work for? What role were they in?
It's feeling a
What
little
other-
invasive here.
Huh? Well,
Feeling a little invasive. No, but
it is.
Listen, somebody.
But what it's really doing, and I agree with you, by the way, but what it's doing is it's taking all the
Public
resources that
information.
you would normally have to go to piecemeal and putting it under one umbrella, right? So, I know a lot of people, before they make a phone call to maybe a referral source, right, or a referral, they look on LinkedIn,
Right.
they look on Instagram, they
Sure.
try to find out about these, who they're going to be speaking to, right?
Yeah.
So you're taking all that and you're bringing it under one umbrella.
yeah, with the property. So it's who are they? What do they own? What have they owned in the past?
That's a very interesting opportunity of what you can learn from that. Like, it probably hasn't even revealed itself to you yet.
We're early on with that piece of it, and just listening to brokers and how they use it. I have a customer who creates comp reports, just hundreds of them, because you can do it so quick, and then you just send those out to hundreds of your past customers just to get back in front of them and remind them, like, here's your property.
We do that. It's so much more manual when we don't have Marketproof.
Yeah.
So it's really powerful, and also it can be tailored to what they're interested in, whether it's about their own asset or where they're trying to go.
All of that, and I keep saying it. I keep trying to remind everybody. New York is so different from any other market in the U.S. It's a relationship business.
It is.
And as AI and the tech advances over the next few years, it's not a supermarket here in New York. These are, this is boutique stuff, right?
For sure.
Every building is its own market. Agents that are successful know those submarkets, local markets.
Mm-hmm.
They're up on the information, right? And that'll only continue to be more important.
Absolutely. So with that information, for let's say where you went to school, would an agent be able to search in the future on Marketproof to say, show me all the people that own on the Upper East Side that went to George Washington University?
I love that idea. But
right? Because then I could reach out to my alumni and say, hey, look, I'm an alumni. I'd love to meet you.
That's
It's a really
Yes.
great way to network.
We have that in LinkedIn, but to be able to have it cross over
With property.
and
Right, connected to your
with the
properties.
property
Yeah.
is
Yeah, all of that,
amazing.
where you went to college, where you've worked, all people that worked at Bloomberg.
Right.
What do they own?
Mm-hmm.
All of those things become very easy now.
That's really cool. You're
That's
so
very
innovative.
exciting.
I love it.
Gosh.
It really is. I love the way you think.
Thank
And you
you.
also now have your marketing center. And I noticed today, for instance, and you probably used your own marketing center, you sent out a market snapshot today. Tell us about those market snapshots and what are you seeing in the market right now?
On the new development side, I mean, there's three separate things, and I always try to remind people about this. You got your new development segment, you got your resale condo segment, you have your co-op segment, which is primarily resales, and then also you have your townhouse segment. These are different, really different markets.
Very different niches.
And because inventory is so tight, people who might have been in the market for new developments, which have become so premium and so premium priced in Manhattan, are moving down into other categories, into the resale condos, where the prices have been flat or declining. There's been a story across CNBC for the last couple of days about declining condo prices, maybe for another show. But then also in the co-op segment, this is where your value buy is, and there's
such opportunity for things that need the sweat equity of work, and really being able to see that through in your numbers is really a powerful thing.
So, thank you. Yeah, and then in the townhouse sector, totally different piece. Yeah. So what we're seeing is really constrained new development inventory.
Very.
It's hard to imagine. Like if we look back at the chart, I'll try to draw it with my hands. You've had like 3 peaks of inventory, and each of those peaks is
down.
Well, and the next peak is even lower.
Even further down. Yeah. Well, we're basically seeing our SVP of research, Jason, who you know well. We're basically seeing that for every one unit that is added to the market, there's like 1.3 buyer or 1.3 absorption. So which means that we're actually, for every unit that comes on, we're actually going down because more units are being absorbed in new development than are being built. And what we've also seen is that over the next 4 to 5 years, we actually see inventories dropping by close to 50% from where they were 10 years ago. As far as new inventory.
And you can say that the new tax abatement, the 485X, what's unfortunate about that is that it's so onerous. I don't think it's going to give us the inventory that we're hoping for.
I don't see any relief anywhere in the near future on the inventory side and the supply side.
Until we have a policy change.
Right. So
we could get into government and policy and tax here.
Let's stay away from government policy. YouTube doesn't like that.
But on the demand side, the demand is constant.
Yes.
And so the good news about new developments is that the demand is consistent. It's something like 15% of the market is always on the new dev side.
Yep, it is. So with that, we'll be right back after these messages.
I'm Brian Scott Cohen, one of the top loan originators in the country and the #1 mortgage originator at Guaranteed Rate Infinity. Guaranteed Rate Infinity arguably has the most advanced tech in the industry. Our completely digital loan process makes it easy and efficient for homeowners, from a 15-minute pre-approval to the digital application and through closing. My team and I would love to help you get into the home of your dreams.
Hi, I'm Dylan Pachulik, CEO of XL Real Property Management, New York's most trusted name in luxury property management since 2012. We specialize in managing individual apartments, townhouses, and rental buildings held by absentee owners. We maintain our properties with the highest standards of quality and service so that owners can choose a hassle-free approach to real estate investing. Rented or owner-occupied, we handle it all. For more information, contact us at xl-rpm.com.
All right, we're back. So we were just talking about demand, but Kael, I think you had something else you wanted to interject before we move on to our next topic.
Well, we mentioned about co-ops and the value play there.
For sure.
And the thing that's so interesting to me about that is that if you look at the 3 major segments, new developments is like a 35% price premium on a per foot basis to resale condos. Yeah. And then resale co-ops is like another 30% below that.
Yep.
So it becomes a tremendous value play.
We see that just from having our own development site. When you have like 30% of a market, like I'm going to say 3 bedrooms on the Upper West Side, there are very, very few new developments. And we were losing deals to people who recognize the opportunity for sweat equity of doing renovations, but what you could get for a 3-bedroom. And particularly if you look at the corridor of Park Avenue, Madison, Fifth, and what you can get today compared to a peak of a market it's pretty tremendous.
Right. So condo or co-ops absorb all those extra buyers.
Yeah.
And they're 70% of our product.
That's right.
And let's not forget
Right.
that it's only 38% of New York is available to
For
be
sale.
bought.
That's right.
Exactly. And 50% of the sales are consistently co-ops.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And listen, the new development market offers something that some of these co-ops can't offer, some of the older condos can't offer in the latest and greatest amenities and finishes, and certainly the super talls, offer views that some other buildings can't offer. But I do think there's a great opportunity in the co-op market. And Louise, I know that you've been a big proponent of that for those people that it works for. Obviously, if you're very transient, you need to rent a lot, or you need a little bit more flexibility. It might not work for everybody. But I agree, there is tremendous value there. And it's great to be able to go into your system and literally compare and contrast how different buildings across the street from each other are performing.
It's amazing how these are all their own little markets.
It is. Speaking of markets,
yeah.
I know you've also been working on expanding to the Florida marketplace, which is amazing. And frankly, I wish you would expand to all 50 states, because it's really hard to get good data in almost any market. But tell us a little bit about your expansion into Florida.
Florida is a tricky place. The kind of data that we have available here in New York is not available in Florida. So we've been chipping away at that for a while. And what's interesting there is you have the premium segment like we have here, same buyer on the new dev side that we have here. And then you have a very large condo market. It's incredibly large, of older buildings that might be 25 or 30 years old. Obviously, there was a terrible tragedy in one of them, but that caused a lot of change in the market on the regulatory side. And we've been tracking all of those older condo buildings. Some of them are getting purchased for redevelopment, but it's a market that is somewhat distressed. So in Florida, you have this premium market similar to ours, and then you have this more distressed condo resale market.
Right. And so when are you going to kind of launch
Roll
that
that out
full-blown
for
rollout
us.
of Florida?
Could be this quarter. It could fall into Q1 next year.
Okay,
but it's soon. Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
We're going to be working on our first project in Wynwood, Miami. Hopefully that will probably
Can you
launch
say anything about
in
it?
January. It's going to be a very interesting product. It's actually a boutique product geared towards like the Airbnb investor, where they're all going to be like
user Airbnb.
More Airbnb and a vacation home.
Yeah.
There are some restrictions. You suppose, kind of like what the Soho Hotel was supposed to be. I don't like saying that name. So you can only stay there 30 days. So it's really more of an investment vehicle, but it's all going to be like 1-bedroom studios, a couple of 2 bedrooms, geared towards people that are more transient. There's a lot more business coming into that area. So they think that we think that there's a need for that. Are you branding with a
hotel?
We're not branding it with a hotel. We're going to have our own operator. It's only about a 60-unit building, so it's not quite big enough for a hotel brand. But we're looking for more data from you, so I can't wait for your data to come out.
All right, well, we track
with the data that we're
track
working.
the short-term rental business.
Yeah.
In Florida, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of that.
I've been using AirDNA to get short-term rental
AirDNA has
information.
great data.
So you're going to scrape all of that.
Yeah, we pull all
into
that
your
together.
format.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's great.
That's great.
Yep.
Well, Kael, unfortunately, we have to go because this room is jammed and there's more podcasts to come, but you've been an awesome guest. Thank you so
Really
much. And thank
appreciate
you
it.
for your partnership.
Thank
and
you,
Louise,
yeah.
Thanks for
it's
letting
always
me sit.
it's
All right.
always wonderful having you and your insights and your incredible energy. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you so kind.
All right.
Residential and commercial closings to litigation, Romer DeBoss is your full-service real estate law firm. We blend big firm knowledge with boutique-level attention, delivering outcomes that exceed every expectation. Contact us at romerdeboss.com.
What do you really need to know about buying or selling a home? First, it's serious business, and it's complicated. There's a lot of money on the table, and emotion too. You need an agent who knows the ropes. So, whether you're buying or selling your home, work with professionals who have a mastery of the craft.